you're here. That's good news. I'm Colin Daniel from riffninja.com. And if you think you're really hot and you've got the first 3 lessons of this series down, then you're in the right place. But if you haven't got those 3 lessons down on those chords, the D, G, and A, and the B minor, you're going to have difficulties with this. But I'm going to try anyways to take you to the next step. But you really shouldn't cheat. I have a reason for my steps being the way they are. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to teach you the Arpeggio to Kryptonite, which is the infamous beginning of the song. And it still uses the chords that I taught you. Again, it's just slight changes in them. There's spots in the song where they use the arpeggio more, and there's spots in the song where they use the chording more. Again, when you get to this point, though, you should be able to start hearing that in the recording. If you're wondering what an arpeggio is, it's a fancy name for the notes in a chord. What you're really doing is just picking the notes in the chord, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Now, you really need the bar chord for this, because this is an advanced beginner's lesson now, if you've got the chords down the way I've asked you to get them down. And you don't have to take any of this fast. The idea is to just get the movements down, and as you get more familiar with them, of course, they're going to come easier and smoother, and you're going to be able to speed up the tempo, the speed, till you get it up to speed, because Kryptonite's really, really fast. And I'm sure you'll find it difficult as a beginner to try and even tackle that at the beginning. And again, it depends on your level. But either way, you should be able to get this picking sequence down, the arpeggio, and slowly add it into what you already learned, okay? So, yeah, we need the full bar chord because we have to hit that 5th string bass note. That's where this other B minor, or this one here, is of no use to you. That's not saying they aren't useful, because in a minute, in Sunday Bloody Sunday, I'll show you that the simple triad, the 3-note chord, the triad, the easiest one out of the B minors that only uses 3 strings, can be used in a different way, right? They all have their uses, is what I'm saying. Now, sometimes you'll see me barring across all 6 strings. That's just a habit. And actually, the 6th string bass note works really well if I'm playing. So it's okay if you bar the 6th string. It's okay even if you strum it. But the root note, or the note that the chord was built on, appears on the 5th string of this B minor. So we're going to start on the 5th string. Just hold down your B minor chord and you pick through it. They're all downstrokes. Just like that. 5, 4, 3, 2. Those are the strings. 5th string, 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd. And you want to do it in one nice fluid motion and make it even. Just like that. Practice that first. Then the next step is an upstroke. Down, 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 up, you pick up on the 3rd string and pick down on the 4th string, and that ends your sequence except for one more note. So it goes. Now the very next note is a passing note, and I would suggest that you just take your hand off the fretboard, and for you beginners too, this is another point, you know, when you're doing this, like when you're moving from chord to chord, you'll notice that, like I don't move my fingers a lot, just enough to get to the next chord, and that's something you need to work on, like efficiency. Like if you move your hand a lot, it's going to take you longer. right, to get your fingers back down. You just want to move them enough to clear the strings. So on this arpeggio, this movement, on the very last note, it'll be an upstroke on the third string. You just lift your hand off enough, and then you want to move to the G chord, because that's the next chord, right? So you're going to go. And that buys you the time, while that G note, the G string, the third string, is ringing out, to get down. And now, this is an interesting part, for this arpeggio on the G major, it only uses the top 4 strings, the 6th, the 5th, the 4th, and the 3rd. So you don't even need to get the 3rd finger down. You're going to do this. All downstrokes, 6, 5, 4, 3. And then the A suspended ninth. 5, 4, 3, 2. All together. And there's your intro. That sounds so cool. It's just a great sounding chord progression. I hope you're having fun with it. Okay, so now you should be able to get a good portion of the song. There's still a little more to it, but the arpeggio, the trick is in the picking, right? If you redo my video, watch it more than once, I highly recommend that with all of them, because for me to verbally explain everything I'm doing would take a long, long time. And I'm trying to get you kick-started. So you sometimes have to be observant, and it doesn't hurt to go over these lessons more than once. It's good for you, and you will get it. That's the beauty of having a video, right? Now, last but not least, the Sunday Bloody Sunday. This is a very cool song, and it put U2 on the map. We're going to use the simplified B minor, but we're going to do one thing. We're going to change the fingering a bit for this. You see, fingering isn't always written in stone. It depends on what you need the fingering for. In this case, the easiest way to handle this change is to play a D chord first. Just put down your D chord. Now with your pinky, you just reach over to the 3rd string, and that's 3rd string, 4th fret. And technically, you're not using the 2nd finger, you're fretting. You're using your 2nd finger, should I say, to fret the 3rd string on the 2nd fret. But that's not the finger that's sounding the string at that moment. You're using your pinky, your 3rd, and your 2nd string to make this B minor chord, but they're within each other. They're actually relative to each other, right? So this is why I've changed the fingering. So there's your B minor form. And then if you leave your 2nd finger down, it'll make your change a lot easier to get to the D major. Instead of having to do like a B minor like this, whoops, and then go to the D major like that, and then go to the G, you can do it much simpler. All you have to do is put that pinky down on the 3rd string, 4th fret, and you start by going 3rd string, 2nd string, 1st string, and then back up with an upstroke on the 2nd string. So it goes. Then just lift your pinky off and do the same thing again. And then lift your 1st and 2nd fingers off. And repeat that picking sequence one more time. The picking sequence is 3rd string, 2nd string, 1st string, on an upstroke, go back to the 2nd string, right? So like this. That's your B minor, then your D major, then your G major. Repeat the picking sequence on the G major, because it's a full bar, right? The B minor and D changes are half bar, but the G is a full bar. So all together, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is an odd form of a G. It's, if you take a look at, I showed you earlier my G where I use my pinky, you'll see that it's part of that chord. It's just another voicing. It's still a G major though, and the whole progression still works off the B minor, D, G major. You know, you're still using a B minor, a D major, and a G major, just in a slightly different voicing. And this is how you get the different sounds. It's still really based on the same three chords, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty cool. And just to add to the interest, if you wanted to get the rest of this song down and you don't have a really trained ear or anything, I just thought I'd also add that there's a little bridge that goes from the picking part. That's the arpeggio part, right? From this picking part, there's a little bridge. And there's one extra chord you need to know. It starts with a D, 1, 2, 3, 4, then it goes to an E minor, which I haven't showed you yet. Here's your E minor. If you've seen it before, well, then go to it. If you haven't, it's 6 strings. It uses all 6 strings, and use your second and your third finger. Your second finger sits on the 2nd fret, 5th string, and your third finger sits on the 4th string and that 2nd fret. And use all 6 strings. You know, and it goes D, 2, 3, 4, E minor, 1, 2, 3, 4, D major, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. One more bar of E minor, and then it goes into the strumming part, and the band gets louder, you know, and that's where it goes. And when they're done with that, then they go back to the arpeggio. So what you could do is practice going from the arpeggio, you know, like run through it a few times. Play it in even increments. Like if you're going to play the arpeggio, maybe play the arpeggio at least 2 times. And then go to your bridge. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you go to your full chords in the strum. One more bar E. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you go back to your arpeggio if you like. Anyways, you can start to hear the song in this. And as you get this mastered, of course, you're going to be able to play for your friends and jam around the campfire and everything else. I hope this has really helped you and got you started and encouraged you to get on the guitar, because I really feel like everybody should learn to play an instrument, whether they're really, really good at it or not, doesn't matter, because it's more a thing for your mind and for your relaxation, and you don't have to be really, really a pro to make the guitar sound good, as you're starting to discover with these lessons. Thanks for your time. And if this isn't enough and you're insatiably hungry and you'd like more, why don't you come and visit me at riffninja.com. This is Colin Daniel, over and out. See you later.